I guess I've held out long enough. Got a mileage of this Ape Man quote, so I was not expecting that. But expecting it to expense something doesn't count. After seeing release on PVOD and HBO Max last year, and the delayed theatrical release earlier this year, this will be started cinematic universe based on the cartoons of Hanna-Barbera may not have been the disaster I was concerned about it being, but isn't also exactly great either. Some people like this movie, others hated it. I just think it's okay. That might be the biggest challenge while talking about this, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Let's open up Scoob 1 year later. The film opens on Venice Beach, California, about 10 years before the events of the story, while young Norville Shaggy Rogers is about to have a strange meeting, not just because he's voiced by some actor as young Sheldon. Also, remember Alexander's great gyro shop in the background. It will be important later. Even though I rather like the song playing in the background, Tupac's California Love, it isn't a choice for a family film. Someone makes a lot of weird creative decisions. Example. When I was a kid, I was under the impression the Scooby snacks were named for the dog. Now this movie's just the other way around. Anyway, the cop lets him off the hook for the meat. That's definitely the only real crime he is wasting Kevin Heffernan. Seriously. Want a funny example of him playing police officer with taking a goofy attitude towards his job? Just rewatch Super Troopers movies again. As Shaggy and Scooby Doo meet young Fred Jones, Velma Dinkley, and Daphne Blake, still submit that you could have cut the opening in Venice Beach and prevented with some tween juggalo wannabes just started the movie here, where what starts as a simple Halloween night ends with these meddling kids breaking up an electronic smuggling ring, leading to a reasonably failed remake of the theme song. Animation may not be as showy as from Disney, Pixar, or even DreamWorks for that matter, but it's at least in tune with the low-budget cartoons that inspired this film. We join our heroes in the present day, and I'm well aware of the controversy the recast caused, save for Scooby himself being voiced by a man of 1,000 voices, Frank Welker. All things considered, most of the cast is fine, and have been stuff to enjoy in the case of Will Forte, Zac Efron, Amanda Seyfried, and Gina Rodriguez. As previously stated, I can understand WB wanting their names in the marquee to attract people maybe who aren't as big fans. Nobody expected that, this movie had the release pattern the way it did, so there's that. As for Simon Cowell, as himself being a potential investor in Mr. Incorporated, don't think it would be more dated in the future than when they were hanging out with Sonny Bono or Mama Cass. Too soon? Anyway, Simon was reluctant to invest with Shaggy and Scooby Doo, who would be involved, prompting the latter two to head off to Takemoto Bowl as one of many Easter eggs in the movie that's actually surprised me. We'll address others later, and it's likely not as busy as Ready Player One is, where the two are then attacked by a series of robots known as Rottens. Basically, the movie's version of Apom attacking Pokemon to Pikachu, a film which had more mystery and I found to be more engaging. Two nearly escaped with some help from the Falcon Fury and its pilot, Dee Dee Sykes, voiced by Kiersey Clemens. She's one-third of Teen Angels. It turns out that the Flash and the only superhero she's been involved with. Also, even though I just found out this movie has reported about $90 million, but compared to design to Fortnite and Avatar, I admittedly can see why. We're then introduced to the film's second Blue Falcon, voiced by Mark Wahlberg, and Dynamite, voiced by Ken Jeong. I can tell they're having fun. I actually kind of like this movie swaps the usual personae. Superhero stuff also doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. My also favorite crossovers from the 70s where they met Batman and Robin after all. My favorite role in the film goes to Dick Dastardly, voiced by Jason Isaacs. I said before, given how he was Lucius Malfoy, Captain Hook and Jeff from Avatar, name a few. Movies and villain isn't a stretch at all. Likewise, I was not expecting how this movie would portray him along the lines of Thanos. And these Cerberus skulls is after basically the Infinity Stones, Mother Boxes, and Wayfinders this movie. As Destiny and the Falcon Fury after the skulls, Fred, Velma, and Daphne ought to find out what happened to Shaggy and Scooby, and true motive of Dastardly is. Mr. examining the last robot from the bowling alley and finds the other crimes Dastardly has committed. To kind of like the joke about the Netflix theft, and I find it more amusing given how this movie's not streaming on their rivals HBO Max. Also, it's alias and police files as Dastardly Richard. I guess Whiplash Knightley was too obvious. Velma also finds out via the Kennel Club records that Scooby isn't just a goofy Great Dane with a huge appetite, he's linked to the bloodline of Alexander the Great star Pariatus. That plot that initially made me reluctant to watch this, though I can see it's not even the first adaptation I've seen of this paranormal threat's real. Heck, two of my favorite ones are the 1998 Zombie Island movie and the Mr. Incorporated TV series, and much better how dark they are. Anyway, the search leads to Falcon Fury to Romania and skirmish in the O'Fallon amusement park. The Destiny beat them in the second skull in the Gobi Desert. The sequence does contain allusions to Life Olympics and Hong Kong Fooey in the arcade, and one of the jokes caught me off guard on the Ferris wheel. Before dispatching more Rottens, Shaggy asks Falcon to drop some F-bombs, which Falcon replies, "Let's keep things PG." Okay, that's actually kind of funny. The next skull has also been found out, and Dastardly decides to use Rust Mystery Inc. as leverage. I never noticed it before. Apparently, the Rotten and the Mystery Machine has the same UI as a Terminator. They are seen with Officer Jaffe, voiced by Christina Hendricks, much like Dimitrescu, and now possibly Samson Sam. I'm totally not surprised that people right now are into her, even if it is just one of Dastardly's disguises. On that note, just deal with the upcoming bonus battle as it comes. Anyway, the gang is tracked toward the brig on Dastardly's ship. They escape with help from Rotten that got its head swapped with a vacuum in the previous scene, named Dusty appropriately enough. The skull is on Messick Mountain, nice nod to the late great OG voice actor for Scooby. Mostly to hotwire ham radio to tip off Diamond to location, and there's some nice allusions to Diamond's usual persona in this scene. It's revealed that not only is Dastard keen to get his dog Muttley back, they did finally catch a burglar actor and they stuffed it. That's dark, guys. Really dark. Heading towards Messick Mountain, the Falcon Fury lands at gladiatorial rain with Captain Caveman, voiced by Tracy Morgan. But the character and the actor are welcome inclusion in this movie, even if the subplot Shaggy and Scooby falling out doesn't feel necessary to me at all. As Shaggy heads towards the Unionic Slag Hoople, nice Flintstones callback, Dastardly puts his plan in motion while posing as Fred. Shenanigans ensue as Dastardly takes the last skull to Greece, and at the very least, Dr. Tony Sarbone seems his comfort zone, having experienced both animation and the series on many previous DTV movies. Again, as for jokes about Tinder and toxic masculinity, don't think any weirder than the DTV movies made with Kiss, WWE, and celebrity chefs. The skulls open the portal of the underworld, which allows Destiny to reunite with Muttley, even making up some treasure in the process. Muttley is voiced by both Billy West and archive recordings Don Messick. The downside of the Cerberus is causing havoc and only stop by sealing the gates. Scooby tries to do it, but Shaggy goes in instead. I get what they're trying to do, but it's not exactly being sacrificed to Vormir, or even Clark fighting Doomsday for that matter. That said, I do like Husband McCamley's alternate snake Shaggy meme as he reemerges. So, long story short, Dash is apprehended with Muttley, and Diamond Blue Falcon invests in Mystery Inc., closing on other benches in the gang has over the credits. I've seen better, and I've seen worse attempts at the cinematic universe. To get too mad, knowing the history of the previous movies, I've definitely seen worse ways to kill 93 minutes. So, while this movie may not be on the level of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC Extended Universe, or the Toho Monsterverse for that matter, it's at least better than the Dark Universe, all things considered. Unless I don't know what will happen with this continuity, but with WWE arriving Hamburger Studio and more content being played on HBO Max, this won't be the last Scooby-Doo adaptation we'll see. Heck, these versions of characters are even going to be in Space Jam: A New Legacy, so hopefully that one will do for me where this one didn't. At least better than Charles World Tour by virtue of not overloading me 10 minutes in, but it has a lot of similar issues. I don't love this film, I certainly don't hate it either. As both the Scooby-Doo adaptation and potential cinematic universe, to borrow language from first productions, it's painfully average. My rating is 2.5 out of 4. Next movie will be my look at Looney Tunes back in action.